Animations were better back then. It is a phrase you hear everywhere nowadays. You log onto Twitter or TikTok and see a beautiful clip of a 90s anime, and beneath that comments saying that nowadays anime has lost its soul and does not hold a candle to this animation. That everything released today is sterile and feels corporate. And honestly, when you look at the sheer grit of Akira, or just the atmosphere of Ghost in the Shell, or the style of Cowboy Bebop, it is incredibly easy to fall into that trap. We look at the golden age of cell animation and think our medium is on a downward spiral. But here is the truth now. It was not and was never entirely better back then. You have been tricked by time and also the recent nostalgia trend, around the 90s anime that is going on. And also a big misunderstanding how anime actually evolved to now. Let's start with the biggest illusion, the survivorship bias. We look back at the 80s and 90s and we only see the absolute classics from these times. We see Evangelion, Trigun, Berserk, Angel's Egg, and also Perfect Blue, and so many others. What we don't see are the horrendous anime that was released back then. There was a staggering amount of fucking garbage released back then, and that also aired around these classics. Terrible pacing, non-modeled characters, and just nonsensical plot. The only reason we think the 90s were absolutely gorgeous and perfect is just because time acted as a filter. The trash from back then was forgotten and we only talk about the absolute classics from back then. Wait, or do you remember Dark Cat from 1991? Yeah, I don't think so, you fuck. Fast forward to today, the landscape is so different. The frequency and output of anime have skyrocketed. We are experiencing intense output, seasonal output, where shows just get released from month to month to month, like multiple shows. Because we are living in the present and also are connecting with each other on the internet, we see everything through that lens. We see the modern masterpieces, but we are also forced to look at absolute generic isekai garbage or garbage anime in general. But let's admit it, even with all this garbage from today, some nonsense still manages to get very popular today by playing the algorithm and by people that maybe don't have many standards. I'm not saying any names here. I actually want to gain subscribers and don't want to front someone's favorite anime. But yeah, let's talk about the look itself. There is an undeniable charm about older anime. And a lot of that comes from the battle between digital efficiency and handcrafted beauty. Before the industry shifted to just digital production in the early 2000s, anime was made on celluloid sheets. Cell animation required physical layers, physical paint, and physical, meticulous labor. This handcrafted nature meant that there were imperfections, and these imperfections gave the work texture, warmth, and just this grit to it that a lot of people say this is the soul that they are looking for, and I don't blame them. It looks fucking incredible! The lighting had a natural bloom to it, and my god, does it look so pretty, man. The bloom is just holy fuck. Modern anime, on the other hand, relies on digital pipelines, digital production. It's cleaner and it's just so sharp. And yes, it does feel sterile at times. But calling digital animation in general worse than cell animation is just disregarding of the techniques that it brought to the table. Modern compositing, advanced digital coloring, and the seamless integration of CGI have allowed for dynamic, sweeping camera movements and complex action choreography that would have been a nightmare, if not even completely impossible on physical cells. The ceiling of animation has actually been raised, in my opinion, even if the baseline floor of anime feels way more mass-produced, which is true. Anime is turning into this mass production. Then there is the tone. If you watch older anime, specifically from the OVA boom from the 80s and 90s, you will immediately notice that it's way more gritty and bloody and more violent. Shows like Devilman and the anime or movies that I mentioned before are featuring such mature themes. Modern anime in comparison feels so much more cleaner, sanitized and safe. Why? It all comes down again to profitization over true art, true expression and experimentation. Sadly, a fact and thing that looms over pretty much every art form nowadays. Profitization and optimal marketing outweighs every other priority. During the Japanese economy bubble in the 80s, a lot of studios had just money to throw away and they were free to experiment with it. Not to mention that anime also was still at an infancy back then, or not infancy, but in an earlier stage. This financial freedom allowed directors to take risks that paid off greatly. Prioritizing experimentation and unfiltered artistic vision over mainstream marketability, which you will not see every day nowadays, sadly. Today the industry is heavily commercialized, a commercialized machine. Anime is still very expensive to make and production still wants to see investments coming back. Shows are designed from the ground up to sell merchandise, really. The first thought is just selling merchandise. How can we sell merchandise? This is the first thought from the get-go. And this is sadly the truth. We need to boost manga sales. We need to have the widest possible group to target our anime. And this is why we need to play it safe. That's the simple thought behind it. The rough edges have been sanded down. It is more sanitized, cleaner, and everything from marketing is so calculated. Everything from back then has been replaced by a system strictly prioritizing profits. But even this is not true. There are many current anime that are using unique ways of animation and actually try shit. And don't be fooled here. The industry actually knows that you are yearning for an older era, that you are yearning for stuff like this. That is why we see so much nostalgia bait nowadays. Hell, even a new Ghost in the Shell in the 90s anime style is releasing soon, which I'm very hyped for, but the industry knows what you want. Shows constantly adopt retro aesthetics and also not even studios, but also YouTube. There is a lot of vaporwave and lo-fi and VHS stuff and everyone is yearning for a bygone era. I mean, we see so many reboots nowadays, so many remakes of games or movies or other things. The industry knows that you are yearning for this shit and you are a little cow that they can milk. I'm one cow too. I get milk too. I love this shit. They know that they can wrap something digital, something completely digitally produced in a nostalgia wrap and can gain clicks, views, money from it. They just know it. But longing for the past blinds us for the achievements from today and also stops us from moving forward. Animations weren't objectively better back then. Time changes and time changes things. They were a product of a different economy, a different production pipeline and a different cultural landscape. We absolutely lost the gritty physical texture of cell animation and we lost a lot of that unhinged violent experimentation. But we gained breathtaking digital compositing, an unparalleled volume of diverse stories and an industry that reaches more people around the world than ever before. So the next time you see a beautifully looped clip of a 90s anime and see someone say that the medium is dead and lost its soul, remember the shit that I said. The art form hasn't died. It did not lose any soul. It just grew up and kept moving forward. Yet still, I would say that we are having a problem in the industry right now, and that is being that marketing does take up way too much priority. And we need, or they need, to just let artists loose. This is what I am saying here. Artists need freedom, and through that we can truly gather this so-called soul that everyone is hunting. Anyways, I hope you liked my yap session, and yeah, sub and like, keep your head up, see you next time, bye bye.